Time to take a look at today's starting lineups. First off, for the visiting Gastonia Honey Hunters. Leading off in center field today, Hurley Rodriguez. Batting in the number 2 spot is the shortstop, Jack Reinheimer. Joseph Rosa, the second baseman, hits third. The cleanup batter is Zach Jarrett. He's the left fielder. Luis Roman is the third baseman. He's batting 5th. Jake Skoll in right field will bat 6th. Hitting in the 7th spot, Luis Castro, the first baseman. Emmanuel Tapia, the designated hitter, bats 8th. Batting 9th is the catcher, Stuart Levy. The player to watch today is Emmanuel Tapia. Hit .350 with 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in against the Rockers this year. He's a guy who's just, for some reason, hitting much better against High Point than he is against anybody else in the Atlantic League. So as long as he is in the lineup today, he's going to be the player to watch. For the Rockers, leading off in center field, it is Jay Gonzalez. Batting in the number 2 spot, Tyler Ladendorf. He is the second baseman today. Hitting third is Xander Wield, the designated hitter. Batting 4th and playing first base today is Jerry Downs. Hitting 5th in left field is Quincy Lattimore. Michael Martinez is the third baseman, batting in the number 6 spot. Hitting 7th and right field tonight is Adam Taylor. Dakota Mulcahy behind the plate will bat 8th, and batting 9th is the shortstop, Giovanni Alfonso. Player to watch today for the Rockers, well, it's Adam Taylor. 0 for 5 against Gastonia, 0 for 5 this week with an RBI, but I do believe that he is hitting the ball extremely hard right now, and he's the guy, I think, with maybe a little bit more luck going his way. He's got a couple extra bases already, a couple extra base hits already this week. I think it's been just kind of an unfortunate situation where he's really hit the ball in the screws. You think Jack Reinheimer diving and taking away a hit from him on Monday, and then a sacrifice fly that was hard hit in the 4th inning, a couple hard hit ground balls. So, excuse me, Adam Taylor, the guy to watch today for High Point, maybe because he is seeing the ball well, he's timing the ball well, maybe he gets a little bit more luck on his side here tonight. Starting pitching matchup, this should be a fun one tonight. Zach Godley, the former Arizona Diamondback, 1-0, 4.50 the earned run average. He's pitched 20 innings this year, 16 hits, 25 strikeouts, and 7 walks. Well, it seems really simple tonight for the Rockers against Zach Godley. This is a guy who has already gotten off to a good start here in the Atlantic League. The Major League pedigree is there. Not a guy that's going to give up a lot of runs. It feels like the Rockers are going to have to win a low-scoring game today. They're going to have to figure out how to manufacture runs, and that may mean getting the running game going. The Rockers 8 out of 8 in stealing bases against Gastonia this year, but they may have to pump up the frequency a little bit here tonight against Zach Godley. For the Rockers, it's Ivan Pinheiro, 2-0 with a 2.25 earned run average. This will be his 4th start, 16 innings pitched. He's given up 4 runs, all earned, 12 hits, 17 strikeouts, and 4 walks. And the big number for Pinheiro today, the 8 strikeouts in his last start, a second highest mark by the Rockers this year. Ivan Pinheiro, not normally a strikeout guy. And yes, I do think he may revert back to a little bit of a lower number. He's normally a pitch-to-contact guy, and he's been successful with it this year. So for High Point today, again, you've got a really good defense behind you. You expect them to make the plays behind you. If you're Ivan Pinheiro, I've got to tell you, his 3 road starts this year, I've been extremely excited to watch him pitch, and I am so glad that finally the fans here get to watch it. So for me, I think the big thing for Pinheiro is just to maximize pitch count or to maximize effectiveness of the pitch count. The other thing to keep an eye on, in his first 2 starts, he visibly tired out in the last inning. So for him, it's a situation where you want to be able to keep the energy down or keep the pitch count manageable and not to lose stamina by the time you get to the end of your outing today. So it's kind of the big things that we are looking at for today's game. This is game 2 of the second half. The Rockers 0-1, Gastonia 1-0, but hey, again, only 1 game into the half so far. A lot of baseball still to be played, and we are getting ready to get baseball played here tonight. It is cloudy, it is overcast, it has already rained a little bit, but we don't expect any sort of issues right now. Planning on getting started underway again in about 5-6 minutes or so on time. We are about ready to go, just waiting on the teams to head out for the starting lineups. But for the Rockers, this is another situation too where you're playing Gastonia for 7 games in a row. You heard Jamie Keefe in the pregame interview with Sam. He said, look, whoever wins this head-to-head series, not just this week, but for the entirety of the second half, is probably going to have the inside track to claiming the division. So for the Rockers, it starts now. You're 0-1 against Gastonia in the half. You're 1-7 against them on the year. It's time to go ahead and start to eat into that a little bit. The Rockers need to cut into that deficit, and they need to do it in a hurry, I think, and not so much in a sense of urgency sort of thing, not like, oh, we're in big trouble if we don't do it, but more so Gastonia really established themselves when sweeping the Rockers the first two series. They really kind of stamped the momentum out the High Point side. If the Rockers were able to start twisting the narrative a little bit, some really definitive wins, kind of like the 8-1 win they had to close out the first half on Monday, a couple more just really impactful victories, if you will. I think those sort of things may go a long way into setting the tone for the second half. Well, we are expecting the team to come out here any minute now. And here they come. Ivan Pinheiro leads the charge, and with that, we'll step aside. When we come back, it's the Rockers, it's the Honey Hunters, and it's next on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Rockers fans, we are so thrilled to have you all join us right here at Truist Point and during our broadcast via YouTube. Thank you for rooting on your home squad. On Wednesday, July 6th, we will be celebrating our Rockers fans from Kernersville, North Carolina area. On a special night we would like to call Kernersville Night. Simply take your ID and you will get 50% off your tickets right at the door.
Defending the house, the mantra today for the High Point Rockers. The last time the Honey Hunters were here, they took a nail-biter 5-4 in Game 1, followed by successive 8-3 scores. The Rockers, who were playing much better baseball than they were a month ago when that series happened, looking to reverse the charts here today. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina, as we're set for Game 1 of this two-game set, but Game 3 of a week-long stretch between the High Point Rockers and the Gastonia Honey Hunters. On the mound for High Point tonight, Ivan Pinheiro, 2-0 with a 2.25 earned run average. This is his fourth start of the year. He's struck out 17 in 16 innings, giving up only 4 walks, 1 home run allowed. And again, the big number we said for Pinheiro in the pregame show today, The big thing to keep an eye on is pitch count and keeping that stamina up through the end of the start. The lineup again that Pinheiro has to face: Rodriguez, Reinheimer, Rosa, Jarrett, Roman, Skoll, Castro, Tapia, and Levy. Here's Hurley Rodriguez. Rodriguez hitting at .266, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. And Pinheiro ready to make his home debut for the Rockers. He's been a road warrior, but now he gets to pitch in the friendly confines. First pitch fouled off, and we're underway at 6:36. It is 84 degrees and cloudy here at the ballpark today. Today's first pitch time and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. There's a fastball missing just inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Pinheiro has been dominant on the road. 6 innings of 1-run ball his last time out. That was on the road at Charleston. He's actually pitched at Charleston twice. That pitch down low, and the count 2-1. Home plate umpire today, Marcus Neal. Calvin Baker at first base. Justin Burton is down the third base side. Everybody from yesterday making the trip. That pitch swung on, lined into shallow left. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Leadoff single for Rodriguez. And, well, Hurley Rodriguez has now started each of these 3 games with a hit for Gastonia. Expect him to run. He stole a base, or was caught stealing, rather, on Monday after leading off the game with a base hit. Stole a base successfully yesterday after leading off with a base hit. The batter is Jack Reinheimer. Rockers wearing the home whites today. White pants, white jerseys with Rockers in block letters across the front. Blue numbering on the lower left side, blue numbering on the back, and blue hats. High and tight, the first pitch to Reinheimer. Gastonia with the gray pants, black jerseys, Hunters in block letters across the front with the gold honey dripping off of them. Gold numbering on the lower left and on the back, and they're going with the black hats today. Check over to first base on Rodriguez, and Pinheiro knows the scouting report. We'll set the Rockers defense here in a little bit. Here comes the 1-0 to Reinheimer. He swings, lines this one into left field. There's a base hit. Back-to-back singles to start the game for the Honey Hunters. Well, they have brought a little bit of that back-to-back hitting mojo from the 8th inning, or from the 4th inning rather, yesterday, and they've brought it here to High Point today. Here's Joseph Rosa, 338, 11 home runs, 53 runs batted in. The Honey Hunters trying to mount a threat here in the first inning. It is very overcast here at the ballpark today, but according to the radar, no rain expected for the next 2 hours, and then only a slight chance at that. So let's hope it is going to stay like that, because yesterday we started the game with a 15% chance of rain, and we ended with a cancellation, or with a calling the game early after just 5 innings. First pitch to Rosa, a strike. Pinheiro looking Rodriguez back to second. Oh, 1 on the way. Pinheiro holding the set, now turns and fires off speed, a strike on the outside corner. A late call from Marcus Neal, but he does call it, and Joseph Rosa turns around and voices a little bit of displeasure about that. Pinheiro set, ready to deliver that 0-2. Looks again back at Rodriguez. Both runners take off. That pitch popped up into left field. Lattimore waiting on it. Not going to have enough time to throw anybody out, but he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. 3 baseballs have been hit to left field. 2 singles and a fly out. Quincy Lattimore is in left. Jay Gonzalez in center. Adam Taylor making the start today in right field. Michael Martinez at third base. Giovanni Alfonso at shortstop. The second baseman, Tyler Ladendorf. Jerry Downs at first base. And Dakota Mulcahy behind the plate. Here is Zach Jarrett, 262, 7 home runs, 32 batted in. And a very good, successful stolen base rate of 18 out of 21. First pitch coming, looping curve, misses up high in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Jarrett, part of the 7-run explosion for the Honey Hunters yesterday, launched a 2-run home run as the number 2 batter in that 4th inning right after Joseph Rosa tripled to lead off the frame. High and tight, the fastball there. And the count 2-0. Pinheiro holds the set, 2-0 on the way. There's a fastball, towering fly ball into right center field. Both Taylor and Gonzalez there. It's going to be Jay Gonzalez cutting in front of Taylor to make the catch. Throw comes into second. Rodriguez comes into third. So runners at the corners, and now there are 2 away. Brings up Luis Roman, 248, 9 home runs, 32 batted in. Ivan Pinheiro looking to keep Gastonia off of the board here in the 1st inning. An 8-1 win Monday rather. Not having that off day is throwing me off a little bit. Liam O'Sullivan, 4 shutout innings. And then yesterday, Nick Evangelista, 2 shutout innings before running into a little bit of trouble. First pitch coming. Runner breaks for second. And it's a called strike, no throw from Mulcahy. Rockers got in trouble with that yesterday. A delayed double steal allowed Reese Hampton to come in and score in the 4th inning. Here comes the 0-1 to Roman. That's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trying to listen through the window. I think they're giving Reinheimer second base on defensive indifference there. Sound a little muffled from me to next door, but that's what I think I heard. That pitch outside, and the count goes to 1-1. It's a divided press box up here, the booth. A little bit of a separate room from all the other action that goes on. It is defensive indifference, can confirm. 2 balls and a strike here to Roman. Pinheiro's fastball grounded first base side. It will roll foul in the count 2-2. So runners at second and third. It's Reinheimer at second. It's Rodriguez at third. And it is scoreless here in the top of the 1st inning, but the Honey Hunters threatening. And Ivan Pinheiro looking to stamp out that threat. Smaller crowd here tonight. I think the weather may have certainly played a hand in that. It did rain about 45 minutes before the game tonight. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pinheiro gets a big strikeout to end the inning. And Gastonia threatens, but they do not score. We go to the bottom of the 1st inning. Rockers going to get their first crack at the bat next with the Rockers Baseball Network. former Major Leaguer Zach Godley getting the start today for the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Godley, a 15-game winner for the Diamondbacks in 2018. He's 1-0 with Gastonia this year, 4.50 the ERA, 25 strikeouts in 20 innings of work. The lineup the Rockers put together tonight: Gonzalez, Ladendorf, Wheel, Downs, Lattimore, Martinez, Taylor, Mulcahy, and Alfonso. Jay Gonzalez, now the starting center fielder for the Rockers with the retirement of Johnny Field. Hitting at .305, a home run and 19 runs batted in. That .305 would lead the team in batting average if he qualified. He's, as of today, 3 plate appearances short. He'll need to finish today at 184. Check that, 183, so he'll need 5 plate appearances today. First pitch to Gonzalez, a strike. And Godley fires, that's down and in, and scoots Gonzalez out of the way. Godley kicks and fires. There's another one that makes Gonzalez dance back out of the way. Almost a moonwalk backwards there for Gonzalez. Flags completely limp out in left center field right now, so the wind will neither help nor hurt in the power department. Grounded to second base, Rosa with a quick flip over to first. There's one away. Defensive alignment for Gastonia today. It is Zach Jarrett in left. Hurley Rodriguez is in center. Jake Skoll in right. Luis Roman at third base. Jack Reinheimer the shortstop. Joseph Rosa at second base. Luis Castro at first. And Stuart Levy behind the plate. Here comes the first pitch to Ladendorf. There's a strike at the knees, count 0-1. Tyler hitting at .257, 7 home runs, and 28 batted in. Check that, 24 batted in. Here's the 0-1. Ladendorf fouls this one straight back, and the count goes to 0-2. Godley fires 0-2. Ladendorf chasing down and away. That was a big league pitch there from Godley. That's the second out. Xander Wheel, the batter now, .289, 17 home runs, 55 batted in. Leads the Rockers in run batted in and home run categories. Comes the first pitch, and again, Godley backing a Rockers batter off the plate. Xander Wheel having to move the feet that time, and the count 1-0. Wheel standing in the very back of the right-hand box. Levy setting up down and away. And Xander Wheel ropes this one just over the leap of Luis Roman into the left field corner. Wheel on his way to second base as Jarrett cuts it off right in front of the wall. And it is a 2-out double for Xander Wheel. The hot hitting for the Rocker continues. Xander is starting to really collect the extra base hits. That is his 13th double, which gives him 32 extra base hits on the year. 13 doubles, 2 triples, and 17 home runs. First pitch to down, swings high fly ball deep into right field. Going back is Skoll at the wall, rockabye baseball. Jerry Downs, a line drive home run to right. First pitch of the at-bat, and the Rockers strike first on the 10th home run of the year for Downs. RBIs 38 and 39. And the Rockers have now homered in 11 consecutive games. Here comes Quincy Lattimore. Lattimore was the Rockers' home run yesterday. It was his 11th of the year, 39 batted in. First pitch coming from Godley, and Lattimore fouls it off. That was just Godley's fourth home run allowed. Michael Martinez in the on-deck circle. First the 0-1, though, to Lattimore. He swings and fouls that one off of Marcus Neal. It seemed for a while Calvin Baker was the baseball magnet. Seemed to get hit every time he was behind the plate in a Rockers game. Looks like he might have passed it on to Marcus Neal. Maybe it's contagious. That pitch down and blocked up nicely by Levy. Lattimore about where you're going to expect him in terms of batting average, right around that 260 mark. Here's the 1-1. And that is strike three looking. Lattimore knew it. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the first inning. Rockers score two, though, on the two-run home run from Jerry Downs as we head to the top of the second on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the second inning, Jake Skoll leading things off for Gastonia. Jake Skoll went around on the first pitch, count 0-1. He's hitting .226 on the year, 11 home runs and 25. Juan Pinheiro looking to put together another solid outing here in the second. Swing and a miss there from Skoll. Count 0-2. This is a Gastonia team that really put together a solid year. They've really spread the wealth out offensively as well. Not one given guy, maybe other than Rosa, that's done the damage. They've spread out the home runs, the RBIs, and of course the stolen bases. That pitch down low, and the count 1-2. Next pitch for Pinheiro, number 21 of the evening, and Skoll lines it into right center field. That one's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Skoll can run. He's thinking 3. Goes around second base, not stopping, and he will make it to third base standing. A leadoff triple for the Honey Hunters here in the second inning. The batter here is Luis Castro, hitting at .259 with 4 home runs and 18 batted in. He's also 7 out of 9 in stolen bases. First pitch fastball from Pinheiro. That's in there for a strike. The High Point righty set at the belt. 0-1 on the way. That one fouled off. And the count 0-2 now. Manuel Tapia is in the on-deck circle for Gastonia. Well, as you should expect this year, this is going to be a heavyweight fight between these two teams. Gastonia landed a big punch yesterday by rallying to win after High Point had landed an 8-1 win the day before. And it's going to be back and forth like that, I would expect, through the entirety of this second half. As that pitch fouled off, count remains 0-2. Pinheiro set, another 0-2 on the way. Off speed, swing and a miss. Castro way out in front of that one. And the count goes to nothing, or check that, that is the first out of the inning. And Emmanuel Tapia comes up, hitting .250, 5 home runs, 28 batted in. 3 of his 5 home runs have come against High Point to go with that .350 average against the Rockers. So something about High Point pitching has been to Emmanuel Tapia's liking this year. One out here in the top of the second. Fastball lined right to second base. Ladendorf, a nice sliding stop. Throws from his knees to first. What a play by the Rockers' second baseman for the second out of the inning. Skoll comes in and scores, so it's a 2-1 game. Rockers' second baseman flashing the leather there. I'm going to bring up Stuart Levy with the bases empty, and I think the Rockers are glad about that. Stuart Levy hitting .353 against High Point this year, but .203 against the rest of the Atlantic League. Seems like he's more than a little motivated when facing his former team. High fly ball into shallow right. Taylor coming in and towards the line. Makes the catch and just continues on his way towards the Rockers' dugout. So that's the end of the second inning. 1 run comes across for the Honey Hunters, and we head to the bottom of the second. 2-1 Rockers on the Rockers Baseball Network.
I'm Mark Randolph, and I'm proud to be the entrepreneur in residence at the premier life skills university, High Point University. All right, fans, now time for our Tire Shuffle, presented by High Point Tire and Automotive. Please turn your attention over to the Jumbotron and make sure to shout out your answer.
Bottom of the second inning, Rockers with a 2-1 advantage over Gastonia. First pitch from Godley to Martinez down low, and the count 1-0. We apologize to those of you who are watching via Gastonia's YouTube feed. A little bit of an audio issue, and we're working to get that resolved, and hopefully you guys will be able to hear the voice of the very talented Brian Rushing before too long. We'll try to get that resolved. One of the tough things, I'm not anywhere near the control room. It's half the ballpark away, so we're trying to communicate down there with them and get it fixed as quickly as possible. First pitch down low to Martinez, or third pitch rather, and the count goes to 3-0. Fastball inside to Martinez, and that's a 4-pitch walk to lead things off here in the second inning. Now to bring up Adam Taylor. 1 for 6 this year with 3 runs batted in. Adam Taylor steps into the left-handed box, and we highlighted him as the player to watch today because we thought he was making a lot of really solid contact recently, but just a little bit of bad luck. Remember the line drive he hit on Monday at Gastonia? It was a diving play made by Jack Reinheimer. Fantastic play by the Honey Hunter shortstop. Took away a base hit from Taylor. Martinez at first base, nobody out here in the second. Godley set, works third base side of the rubber. Off speed, misses out and away, 2-0, and Godley has now missed on 6 successive pitches. On the way. High fastball, Taylor under it, skies it foul, up and out of play first base side, and the count goes to 2-1. The 2-1 fastball called strike on the inside corner to Taylor, and the count 2-2. Well, we talked to Adam Taylor in the Rockers pregame show a couple of days ago, and he mentioned how it was really fortunate the way his schedule was able to allow him to be here for this entire week. For those of you new to Rockers baseball, Adam Taylor is also a realtor in South Carolina as well as part of the South Carolina National Guard Reserve, and he just so happened to be able to get over here this week. 2-2, he swings and fouls that one off his front foot. We saw a ton of that at Gastonia the last couple of days. A lot of Rockers hitters just off balance a little bit and taking a lot of baseballs off of the front leg. It seems to have been getting a little bit darker here over the last half inning. Cloud cover starting to thicken again. The wind is actually picking up towards left field now. Here's the 2-2 to Taylor, and he stays alive. Looking at the weather radar earlier today, it was kind of coming in 2 bands, and the first band came before the game started. And the second one appeared to approach based on the futuristic radar at about 8:15 or 8:30, 8:45-ish. Now it looks like perhaps 9 o'clock may be the time to watch, but the cloud cover has decided to go ahead and start to move in. Here comes the 2-2. Taylor swings, high fly ball to left field. Going back on it is Jarrett, but he'll have plenty of room as he backs up to the front of the warning track and flags it down, out number 1. Brings up Dakota Mulcahy, hitting a $130 with 1 RBI. In fact, the RBI came on Monday against Gastonia, was his first professional run batted in. comes the fastball high. The count goes to 1-0 to Dakota Mulcahy. Now, the Rockers injury list, unfortunately, continues to grow. Ben Aklinski was added to it yesterday. That is now 8 players on the injured list, most the Rockers have had at any one time this year. 2-0 coming to Mulcahy. Martinez, a little bit of an early jump, takes a couple of hard steps, but holds put. That off-speed pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. Michael Russell, Chris Proctor on the injured list still. Ben Aklinski was added there after crashing into the wall in right field. A scary situation trying to chase after an Alex Crosby ball that ended up being a home run. But luckily, Jamie Keefe said they expect him back early to mid next week. Rocker star utility player won't have to miss that much time. That is the hope. Fastball inside to Mulcahy, 3-1. Pitchers continue to dominate the injured list, however. Starters Johnny Barbado, Cooper Casad, Andrew Church, and Neil Uscali. That's a really solid Atlantic League starting rotation right there. And reliever Adam Choplik and Rockers manager Jamie Keefe was hopeful that they would get some good news on Choplik here in the next day or two. 3-1 coming to Mulcahy. And it's a swing and a miss. Levy fires down to second base. Martinez bluffed as if he were going to run. Ended up staying put at first base. Good throw from Stuart Levy, though. Give the man some credit. And the count 2-2 to Dakota Mulcahy. Check that, 3-2 to Dakota Mulcahy. Godley holds the set on the third base side of the rubber. Martinez takes off. Mulcahy, high fly ball deep down the right field side, foul. And the rookie from Southern New Hampshire, who's got a lot of pop in his bat, just a little bit early on that offering from Godley. Giovanni Alfonso in the on-deck circle, the newly minted all-time hit king for the High Point Rockers. 8th inning single against Gastonia on Monday was the record breaker. That was into shallow center. Rodriguez dove for it, but wasn't able to come up with it. Martinez takes off again. Mulcahy goes around strike 3. Levy's throw to the wrong side of second base, but Martinez gets off of the bag, and that's a strike him out, throw him out double play. Godley picks up the strikeout, and Michael Martinez overslides second base. And so the Honey Hunters face the minimum in the second. We head to the top of the third. Rockers with the 2-1 lead on the Rockers Baseball Network. top of the third inning, and we're being treated to a good one early on. It is a 2-1 Rockers lead over Gastonia as Ivan Pinheiro making his first home start after 3 starts on the road. Coming up in the 4th inning, of course, we'll take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard and get you caught up on all the other action around the Atlantic League. First off, though, for Gastonia, top of the lineup here in the 3rd inning, Rodriguez, Reinheimer, and Rosa. First pitch from Pinheiro stays chin high, and the count goes to 1-0. The Rocker righty deals fastball. Wow, that one just off of the low and inside corner. And the count goes to 1-1. Rockers infield shifted a little bit towards the first base line. Martinez playing a little bit in at third base in the event of a potential bunt. And the count 1-2. Well, for all the talk about the way this Rocker starting rotation starting to take shape a little bit better. That pitch outside 2-2. You look at some of the notable names. Brady Lale gone. Justin Nicolino gone. How about Nicolino on the 4th of July? 7 innings of 1-run ball for Louisville against St. Paul. Swung on, high fly ball deep to left field, opposite way off of the bat of Rodriguez. This ball is gone and we're tied. Hurley Rodriguez, opposite field, his 4th home run of the season, 2nd against the Rockers, and we've got a 2-2 game on our hands. Gastonia used Zach Jarrett home run and Emmanuel Tapia home run yesterday. They continue with the power department here today. Here's Zach Jarrett. Check that, Jack Reinheimer now. That fastball just missing in the count 1-0. Well, the Honey Hunters this year, third rather in the Atlantic League in home runs. A fastball, a called strike, and the count 1-1. Pinheiro fires that off-speed pitch, grounded into the Gastonia dugout, splitting a couple of players in there. Everybody obviously okay, thankfully. Did have to scramble a little bit there. One-two coming to Reinheimer from Ivan Pinheiro. The righty fires off speed low, and the former big leaguer able to take it. Two balls, 2 strikes to Reinheimer. Rockers infield kind of spread back out. Check swing, Reinheimer, did he go? Yes, he did. Too far around, strike 3. 2nd strikeout of the game. Actually, 3rd strikeout of the game for Ivan Pinheiro. Again, traditionally, Pinheiro, not a guy who was going to strike out a ton of hitters, but really fooled everybody in that aspect against Charleston in his last start when he struck out 8 through 6 innings of work. Rockers got him after he began the beginning of the year with Sussex County. First pitch fastball here to Rosa, strike on the inside corner. This is game number 9 out of 34 between these two teams this year. Ground ball cut off by Jerry Downs, throws to Pinheiro. And Pinheiro beats Rosa to the bag by a step and a half. And that is the 2nd out of the inning. Honey Hunters lead the series so far, 7-1. Zach Jarrett coming up now, hitting .262 with 7 home runs and 32 batted in. His most recent home run came yesterday off of Nick Evangelista. Swing and a miss. First pitch to Jarrett. And the count goes to 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 to Pinheiro. Off speed, grounded foul towards the third base coaching box. Nice one-handed play there by Gastonia's third base coach, Chuck Stewart. Here comes an 0-2. That's down low. And the count 1-2 strikes now to Jarrett. So after High Point put 2 runs on the board in the first inning, Gastonia has responded with 1 each in the second and third. Swing and a miss, I think. Did he go? Yes, he did. He wasn't able to hold up. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Pinheiro. And he retires 3 in a row for Gastonia, but not before Hurley Rodriguez led off the third inning with a solo shot. And we're tied at 2, heading to the bottom of the third inning on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the third inning. We're tied up at 2 here. The Rockers have 9-1-2 coming up in the bottom of the third. And again, a note to those of you on the Gastonia YouTube channel, we are trying to get the audio rewired so that you can catch the voice of your very own Brian Rushing, and we are working to fix that, and I'm hoping to hear that that'll be resolved before too long. But in the meantime, I want to wish you a happy and good Wednesday evening, and welcome to High Point, and we hope you enjoy the ball game. We're certainly being treated to a good one here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 to Giovanni Alfonso, misses low, and the count goes to 2-0. Alfonso hitting at .310, 2 home runs, 19 batted in, and the newly named High Point Rockers Player of the Week for this past week. 2-0 coming from Godley. That's down low, and the count goes to 3-0. Alfonso taking all the way down in the dirt, and the Rockers for the second inning in a row with a leadoff walk. Here's Jay Gonzalez, grounded out to second base his first time up. Hitting just a shade under 500 against the Honey Hunters this year, coming off of a 5 RBI game on Monday. Tyler Ladendorf in the on-deck circle, but Rockers trying to stop the Gastonia momentum. As Gonzalez takes a strike and the count goes to 1-0. Check that, 0-1. Sorry, trying to multitask a little bit, and it's not going well. Alfonso takes his lead off of first. Godley looks in and delivers. Gonzalez a little half wave there, and he's down in the count, 0-2. Gastonia defense shifted around towards the first base side. For the lefty Gonzalez, he swings and grounds this one to first base, and right there to gobble it up is Luis Castro. Alfonso does go to second, so in effect a sacrifice bunt for Jay Gonzalez, but it's a ground out to first base for the first out of the inning. Here's Ladendorf, who struck out his first time up. Well, normally when we get to the middle innings, we do our historical player spotlight when the Rockers are on the road. But since yesterday's game was shortened due to weather, we are going to do one today in a couple of innings and highlight an athlete or baseball player born in or around the Gastonia area. First pitch to Ladendorf. There's a strike, and the count 0-1. Started doing this earlier this year. Thought it'd be a fun way to kind of introduce Atlantic League fans to some players from different cities that the Rockers have gone to. And obviously we've been to Charleston a lot recently, so we have learned a lot about Charleston baseball players. Here's the 0-1 low, and the count goes to 1-1. Had some tough picks from Long Island when the Rockers were there last. Godley holds the set. 1-1 coming to Ladendorf. He swings, high fly ball, hit in the air into left. Jarrett going back at the wall. Rockabye baseball. Tyler Ladendorf's 8th home run of the year. Rockers get the lead back, and they double up the Honey Hunters, now 4-2. Ladendorf starting to get that home run swing a little bit. Usually a guy that hits in the mid-teens for home runs. He's on pace to be right about there again in 2022. More importantly for the Rockers right now, they've regained the lead here in the bottom of the third. Ladendorf likes hitting out of that number 2 spot. Seems like that is where most of the power has come from this season. First pitch coming to Xander Wheel. Fastball down and in. Wheel doubled his first time up. Godley fires off speed low. Wheel able to hold off. And the count goes to 2-0. Next pitch for Zach Godley will be his 45th. On the flip side, Ivan Pinheiro, 43 through 3 innings of work. Here comes the 2-0. Wheel swings, fouls this one straight back. He was on that one. Just wasn't able to translate that into a hard hit baseball into fair territory. Home runs flying out of the park here today. 3 already in the third inning. 2-1 coming to Wheel. Off speed. There's a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Xander Wheel 4th in the Atlantic League in home runs, although quite a bit of distance separating him in the top 3. Franco, Hawkins, and Dugan all putting together monstrous first halves. Here comes the 2-2. And Wheel chased it down low, strike 3. That is the second out of the inning, and that is strikeout number 4 for Zach Godley. Here's Jerry Downs. He hit a 2-run home run his first time up. That was a line drive into right field. Really, both Rockers' home runs today, more line drive variety. Base is empty here with 2 outs. First pitch coming to Downs. That's down low. And the count 1 ball, no strikes. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Gastonia. 4-3-0 is the line score for the Rockers. Here comes the 1-0. Downs ropes this one, and a nice diving snag by the first baseman Castro. Gets up and tosses it over to first base. Godley covering. Good play over at first base by Castro. Takes away a potential base hit or extra base hit for Jerry Downs. Rockers, though, take the lead back on a 2-run home run from Tyler Ladendorf, and we head now to the top of the 4th inning. 4-2 Rockers on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 4th inning, 4-2 Rockers over Gastonia. Time to take a look now at the Atlantic League scoreboard. Luckily today, not as confusing as yesterday. A couple of games yesterday, well, it was a first half game for some teams while their opponent was playing a second half game. First pitch, a called strike to Luis Roman. It's Roman, Skoll, and Castro here in the 4th inning. But luckily today, everybody playing a second half game. Lexington falls to the Genomes 8-2 earlier today, as that pitch just missing, and the count goes to 1-1. For the Genomes, McAllister picked up the win, 5 1/3 shutout innings. Carlos Castro hit his 6th home run of the year. Teodoro Martinez his 5th. Speaking of home runs, long fly ball, right field side, it's foul. Off of the bat of Roman, count goes to 1-2. Daniel Corsino, tough loss today. Gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings, and the Lexington bullpen just fell apart. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League, Lancaster, after 3 innings, leading York 2-0 to score there. That fastball misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score between Staten Island and Long Island. And Southern Maryland and Charleston has been rained out, and they will be playing a doubleheader tomorrow. Pinheiro misses up and away, count goes full. Castro thought that was, or Roman rather, thought that was ball 4, but was corrected by home plate umpire Marcus Neal. 3-2 pitch coming now. Pinheiro fires, and that one's down and away. That one's ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Luis Roman. And for the 4th inning in a row, Gastonia has put the leadoff man aboard. The last 2 innings, that leadoff man has scored. Or in the case of Hurley Rodriguez, last inning, the leadoff man hit a home run. Here's Jake Skoll, led off the 2nd inning with a triple. Honey Hunters have hit 15 triples this year as Pinheiro fires over to first base. Joseph Rosa leading the team with 4 triples. That was Skoll's 2nd, moving him into a tie in 2nd place on the team with Jack Reinheimer. Swing and a miss. Little half wave at that one. Off-speed pitch down. And the count 0-1. Well, I'll tell you what, from an outsider's perspective, I was really impressed by the ability of Gastonia to pick up a guy like Zach Godley. You lose Deck McGuire and you replace him with really good talent in Godley. That pitch, or toss over to first base rather, and back in safely again is Roman. Rockers have struggled a little bit to replace Brady Lale and Justin Nicolino, Jason Manzueta, who's gone to Mexico, and of course Cooper Casad and Andrew Church on the injured list. Runner goes. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. The throw down to second base a little bit high, and back and in with a stolen base is Luis Roman. That is his 9th out of 10 this season. Giovanni Alfonso trying to hold the tag there on him, but Roman is literally perched on second base as he has remained in a squatting position, now stands up. The count 0-2 to Jake Skoll. Or as I have often referred to him, the Atlantic League Rob Deere. Lots of home runs, not a lot of RBIs because there's not a whole lot of guys on in front of him. High fly ball into left. That's caught by Lattimore, out number 1. And as I've always had to throw the caveat in there, that's not a knock on the guys in front of Jake Skoll. That's saying the guys in front are usually driving in people, and Jake Skoll has just kind of been the unfortunate victim of having good guys in front of him in the lineup. Here's Luis Castro. Struck out his first time up. Ivan Pinheiro looking to bounce back after giving up a run both in the second and third. First pitch coming, off speed low, and the count 1-0. Kernersville night at the ballpark. Fans that showed proof of residency in the Kernersville area got 50% off their entire ticket order. They had Archdale night earlier this year, so be on the lookout. Maybe your community's next. 1-0, that misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. Tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. Select beers are $1 off, or are $1 to buy, $1 beers at the ballpark. So grab your tickets, highpointrockers.com. Let's have a good old time at Truist Point tomorrow. 2-0 coming to Castro. Off speed down from Pinheiro, and the count 3-0. Rockers will return home next weekend. They'll take on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Every weekend in June and July, High Point either plays Gastonia or Southern Maryland. In fact, the entirety of August is just alternating home and away weekends with the Honey Hunters. 3-0 coming here to Castro from Pinheiro. Fastball just inside, and that's a 4-pitch walk. Second walk issued by Pinheiro, both in the game and in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Emmanuel Tapia, 0 for 1. Pinheiro delivers first pitch, and that's down low. And now Ivan Pinheiro has missed on 5 consecutive. Next pitch for Ivan, number 58. Here comes the 1-0. Tapia lifts this one up out of play, left field side. And the count 1-1. Lights have been on here from the beginning at Truist Point, although when I look up now, I do see a couple of blue patches. There's just a slight break in the clouds, specifically up over the left field side, almost directly down the foul line. Here comes the 1-1. That's low, blocked up nicely by Dakota Mulcahy, and the count 2-1. However, rain is expected, and again, it changes almost by the minute here, but about 8 o'clock, 8:15 or so, looks like there could be with Ivan Pinheiro. And so while we have got a moment, just a reminder that the High Point Rockers have two more camps remaining, rather, out of their series of 4 of summer camps. Coming up next will be August 3rd through 5th, the college prep three-day camp. Will be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. each of those days. This one is focusing on high school players who want to get a little more understanding about how the college recruiting process works, what college coaches will be looking for, as well as, of course, getting some training and tips and instruction from Rockers coaches and players. So again, that is the 3rd through 5th of August. And for more information and registration, you can go to highpointrockers.com as that pitch to Tapia misses outside and the count 3-0. Pinheiro holds the set, and a 3-1 coming. Runners on first and second for Gastonia. High fastball, ball 4, and that will load the bases for the Honey Hunters with Stuart Levy coming up. This is what we were talking about a little bit in the pregame show today. Pinheiro starts to tire a little bit after the first couple of innings. We saw that his first 2 starts, not so much in his third. Looked good pretty much start to finish in his third start, but it's kind of looking a little bit more like what we saw the first 2 times out. It's been effective, but you just kind of feel like he wears down a little bit. First pitch, there's a called strike at the knees, and the count 0-1 to Levy, the former Rocker 0 for 1 today. Here comes an 0 for 1, or the 0-1, swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. Runner at third base is Roman, runner at second, Castro, and the runner at first is Tapia. Off-speed grounded foul towards the Gastonia dugout and ends up hitting the netting just wide. And the count remains 0-2. And that one bounces and gets away from Mulcahy. Coming in and scoring on the wild pitch is Roman, as Ivan Pinheiro spiked that one. And coming in and scoring on the wild pitch, Luis Roman makes it a 4-3 game. Heading to third base was Castro. Second base now is Tapia. So tying run stands at third, still with 1 out in the inning. Wind picking up again towards left field. And here comes the 1-2. Swung on, hit on the ground to short. Alfonso scoops it up, looks Castro back to third, and the throw to first base in time to retire Levy. Rocker shortstop making sure that his #1 priority was not letting that tying run come in. And now there's 2 outs with the top of the lineup coming up. Rodriguez 2 for 2 today. A base hit to lead off the game and a home run to lead off the third. Rockers have struggled a little bit in the wild pitch department this year. They are tops in the Atlantic League with 54 wild pitches. First pitch coming. That's down low. The count 1 ball, no strikes. For Ivan Pinheiro, that is his second wild pitch. Team leader with 8, Jonathan Crawford. Rockers infield expecting a pull from Rodriguez. Here's the pitch just on the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. We get to the bottom of the fourth inning. High Point has 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Noticeably absent from the lineup today, Logan Morrison getting a day off. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit on the ground to first, right at Jerry Downs, who will handle that one easily and step on the bag for the final out of the inning. A run comes in for the Honey Hunters on a wild pitch, and they inch back closer. Rockers do lead it, though, heading to the bottom of the fourth, 4-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Calling all Rockers fans, calling all Rockers fans, we have new swag in our merch shop. Did you know we have an amazing merchandise shop located on the concourse directly behind home plate? T-shirts, sweatshirts, candy for the kids, stuffed animals, items for your doggies, hats, and much more. At the end of the night, we invite you all to sit right on the field with us.
Oh, 1. That pitch misses down low, and the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Lattimore hitting at .259, 11 home runs, 39 runs batted in. 1-1 on the way. That's down low as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. High Point has scored 2 in the first, 2 in the third. Gastonia 1-1-1 in the second, third, and fourth. Lattimore swing and a miss. On top of that off-speed pitch, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Game 3 out of 7 straight between these two North Carolina rivals. Here comes a 2-2. Lattimore swings. Fly ball into right center field. It'll be a long run, and it's going to fall in between Rosa and Skoll. And that's a bloop single for Quincy Lattimore. Rosa had a long way to go. Skoll pulled up a little bit at the end, and the ball falls between the two. And Quincy Lattimore starting to inch closer to a milestone of his own. He's now 3 hits away from his 200th High Point hit. Here's Michael Martinez, walked his first time up. First pitch from Godley, taken for a strike on the outside corner, and the count 0-1. One on the way. And that pitch down low, blocked up nicely there by Levy, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. And it looks like it is starting to drizzle a little bit here. Notice Michael Martinez trying to dry off his bat. And you look down at the seats and you see the telltale signs of precipitation here at the ballpark. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Godley delivers the 1-1 to Martinez, fouls it off at the plate, and it goes straight back in the count 1-2. Yesterday we made it 4.5 innings with Gastonia in front, so the thought here for High Point, you've got to at least get through one more defensive inning with the lead for this game to be official. Martinez swing and a miss, chased off speed down, and that is strike 3 as the strikeouts start to add up for Zach Godley. That was his 5th. Here's Adam Taylor, 0 for 1 today with a fly ball to left. It doesn't appear to be raining hard. It just looks to be, I would classify it a persistent drizzle right now. Runner takes off. Taylor swings, high fly ball into right field. Going back is Skoll. He's going to have space on the warning track. And once again, Adam Taylor just misses. An extra base hit. He's either been robbed of some extra base hits on some hard hit balls, or he's just missed the sweet spot on the bat at times. He just seemed to be oh so close to really breaking out in a big way. Here's Dakota Mulcahy, struck out his first time up. First pitch coming, and Mulcahy fouls it off of Stuart Levy's head. And the count 0-1. It's funny, although it's drizzling some now, it actually looks a little brighter than it did perhaps a half hour ago. No one coming to Mulcahy. He swings and hits this one high in the air into center, not deep. Rodriguez calling for it, and Rodriguez puts it away for the final out of the inning. We head to the top of the 5th. Rockers with a 4-3 lead on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, folks, time now for our Smile Cam. So come on, fans, let's see all those beautiful smiles. The Smile Cam is brought to you by Dr. Bradley Samuel. Need a great dentist? Call ours at 336-883-2316 or visit www.bradleyasamueldds.com. Dr. Bradley Samuel, the official dentist of the High Point Rockers.
Top 5, Jack Reinheimer coming up here for Gastonia. Reinheimer, Rosa, and Jarrett. Von Pinheiro looking to bounce back a little bit from a rough 4th inning. Only gave up 1 run, but just kind of struggled a little bit with control. First pitch fouled off, and the count 0-1. Reinheimer 1 for 2 today. A base hit and a strikeout off of the High Point righty. Well, that drizzle I was telling you about looks like it is stopped for now. Although you kind of get the feeling that's just kind of how it's going to be for a while. Start, stop in terms of precipitation. That pitch down low. And the count 1-1. We can play through rain just as long as it's not incredibly hard or as long as there's not any lightning that accompanies it. Here's the 1-1. That's a strike on the low and outside corner. And the count 1-2. One-two coming. Pinheiro fires a fastball. Strike three looking on the outside corner. Reinheimer down on strikes for the second time tonight. And Ivan Pinheiro matches Zach Godley with his fifth strikeout. Again, want to apologize to those of you watching on the Gastonia YouTube channel. We are working as hard as we can over here to get audio situation resolved, and you'll be able to hear the voice of your own Brian Rushing as soon as we can get that taken care of. As this pitch popped up into left field, it is foul, but will Lattimore have enough space to make a play? He does. That's the second out of the inning. We have been attempting to kind of put together a program or a system where teams, visiting teams, are able to use the home feed for their own broadcasting purposes. We were able to successfully do it over there in Gastonia, and obviously a big thank you to Sam Robinson and his team for being able to put that together, and we're hoping to return the favor, just kind of dealing with a little bit of a hang-up here today, but hopefully that gets resolved, and going forward should be good for the Atlantic League, I think. That pitch swung on, and that's going to be lined into the left field corner. It'll kick around as Lattimore grabs it with the hand, but it's a two-out double for Zach Jarrett, and he is on the hit column for tonight. He's now 1 for 3. Here's Luis Roman. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, has also walked and stolen a base. Over there at second base, the tying run, Zach Jarrett. Luis Roman, who's hitting at 247. Pinheiro fires. This is a line drive into left field. Should get the tying run into score, and it will. Coming around and scoring is Jarrett. It's 4-4 as Roman pulls into second base with an RBI double. Yesterday, the Rockers weren't able to hang on to the lead before the rain came. And with more rain in the area tonight, that was about the last thing you wanted to see. So here's Jake Skoll, 1 for 2 with a triple and a run scored. And this is how it happened in the fourth inning yesterday as well. 3 doubles with an error sandwiched in the middle of that. It's the catalyst for the Honey Hunters in the fourth inning when they scored 7 runs yesterday in that frame. Pitch from Pinheiro just down low in the count 1-0. Rockers bullpen is quiet at the moment. Trying to get Pinheiro through this fifth inning. He just about did it too. Retired the first 2 before giving up back-to-back doubles. 1-0 coming. And Pinheiro kicks and fires, and there's a hot shot first base side foul. And the count 1-1. Wasn't fouled by much. Jake Skoll almost found a way to sneak that one inside the line. Honey Hunters would have been off to the races, literally and figuratively, as Skoll can fly. Stole 20 bases last year. 17 of 21 so far this year. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Honey Hunters. 4-4-0 for High Point. 1-1 coming to Skoll. Off speed, down low, and he was able to hold up. And the count 2-1. Pitch number 81 for Ivan Pinheiro. That's smacked right to Jerry Downs, and he couldn't scoop it. That's going to go into the corner. Coming around and scoring is Roman. Jake Skoll pulls into second, and wouldn't you know it, it's 3 straight doubles again for Gastonia. RBI number 26 for Skoll. Honey Hunters take a 5-4 lead. That brings up Luis Castro, has walked and struck out today. And Frank Viola is going to go out and talk to Pinheiro, trying to get him through this final out of the inning as Mike Galino heads down to the Rockers bullpen, so we'll see who he is going to catch. Who's getting up down there? That is, well, it looks like Chasen Bradford. Who is, yes, it is Chasen Bradford. So Bradford was the closer for a while, for the entirety of the season, until going on the inactive list recently, and looks like Jamie Keefe wants to get him a little bit of work here today. He may be the next guy in. Frank Viola heads to the dugout, and here comes Castro. Runner goes on that first pitch, and the throw down from Mulcahy on target but late. And that is a stolen base for Skoll, his 18th of the season. Being told that is actually Junior Rincon down there in the bullpen. The newest High Point Rocker would make his debut today if he in fact gets into the ball game. Longtime Atlantic League veteran. Fastball inside from Pinheiro, 2-0. Rincon warming up quickly in the pen. Honey Hunters lead by 1. It is their first lead of the game. 5-4. 2-0 coming. Fastball inside. And Pinheiro has missed now on 3 straight. This may be his final hitter. Also see if the Rockers may make a change to keep Xander Wheel's bat in the lineup. He is the designated hitter. Here's the 3-0. There is a strike. And the count 3-1. That is if Ivan Pinheiro not able to get out of this 5th inning. Insurance standing at third base in the form of Skoll for the Honey Hunters. Pinheiro set 3-1 on the way. That's grounded foul, third base side, into the empty Gastonia bullpen. Quincy Lattimore is going to jog all the way from his left field position, grab the baseball, and charitably toss it to a young fan standing over there who raises his arm triumphantly, excited about his new souvenir. Payoff pitch coming to Castro. Pinheiro has battled back here. And he fires. That's a line drive into center field, and that's going to be a 4th consecutive double. And the ball now kicks away from Jay Gonzalez. We'll see if Castro thinks about heading to third. He will not. That is 4 straight doubles for the Honey Hunters. And it is now a 6-4 lead. We'll see what they end up wanting to do. as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-4 your score in favor of the Honey Hunters.
This week's Rockers Highlight Player of the Week is relief pitcher Ryan Dull. Did you know he is a local to the Kernersville, North Carolina area? He runs a baseball camp each fall in which proceeds directly go back to the Kernersville Little League, the exact Little League in which he started his baseball career. Here are a few fun facts for you Rockers fans. Ryan will be getting married this off-season, and he has a doggy named Decker. I hope you all enjoyed learning about your Rockers player.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and it is a 6-4 Gastonia lead. Rockers will have their 9-1-2 part of the lineup coming up. That's Alfonso, Gonzalez, and Ladendorf. Giovanni Alfonso walked his first time up. Yeah, the Rockers were able to get Ivan Pinheiro through 5. And here comes the first pitch to Alfonso. And he'll take a strike at the knees. That is pitch number 62 for Zach Godley. He's in pretty good shape right now. They do have somebody who's just headed down to the Gastonia bullpen, but nobody throwing. Here comes an 0-1. Alfonso swings, hits it on the ground towards short. Nice in-between hop scoop there by Reinheimer. Throws to first in time. And that retires Alfonso for out number 1. Brings up Jay Gonzalez, 0 for 2. Gonzalez steps into that left-handed box. Rockers are once again getting somebody up in the bullpen. And it is, again, Junior Rincon. Here comes the pitch, and that is bunted but Gonzalez not able to make contact. Count 0-1. Gonzalez swings, lines this one deep into center field. Going back on it, Rodriguez, and he'll round it off. Makes the catch for the final out, or for the second out. That'll bring up Tyler Ladendorf, 1 for 2 with a home run. Rockers down by 2. They're being out hit 8-4 as well. Ladendorf takes a strike and the count 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's down low. And the count 1-1 strike to Ladendorf. Here comes the pitch. Ladendorf takes low. Rockers' second baseman really starting to get into the swing of things. He's talking about, when I talked to him earlier this season, he was mentioning how he really felt like it was taking him a little longer than usual to get his sea legs underneath him. There's a called strike, 2-2. But certainly looks like he's starting to really get into shape and get into form here. Here's the 2-2 from Godley. Ladendorf takes down and in the left-handed box. Count goes full. Xander Wheel in the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch coming. Ladendorf swings, and he'll smack this one right back up the middle, a base hit. A two-out single for the Rockers' second baseman, and High Point stays alive in the fifth inning. Here comes Xander Wheel, 1 for 2. Xander Wheel tops on the team and runs batted in. Rockers would love for him to be able to remind everybody why here. High Point down by 2. Godley looks back at Ladendorf, now set, ready to deliver first pitch to Xander Wheel. And Wheel takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Ladendorf takes his lead off of first. Continues to be cloudy, but at least not raining right now as Wheel swings through it, 0-2. Again, it really feels, every time you look at the weather forecast, you see something different. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch, but it's not expected to get here for another 45 minutes or so. Here comes the pitch to Wheel, takes outside. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. So it looks like Pinero's day will be done. Junior Rincon will be the new pitcher for High Point when we come back in the 6th inning. Godley delivers the 1-2 to Wheel. And that's inside. Xander trying to battle here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind still going out towards left. And he chases that one down low, strike 3. And the Rockers not able to get anything going in the 5th. And we head to the 6th inning. Gastonia leads at 6-4 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, folks, let's get ready to dance to Jimmy Buffett's song Spin. The Spin Can brought to you by DNA Pool and Patio Shop. DNA provides high-quality service for all your pool needs in High Point.
Top of the 6th inning, Rockers head to the bullpen. It is Junior Rincon making his Rockers debut. Mon Pinheiro went 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, all earned, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Junior Rincon put together a 6-2 year last year, 4.98 the ERA, 49 appearances. Was fantastic with the power slash dirty birds, 2.48 in 28 games last year. Pitched for Somerset in 2019, York in 2018, so he is checking teams off of the Atlantic League bucket list. This is team technically team number 5, but Somerset not here anymore, so it's his 4th team out of the 10 that remain in the Atlantic League as of today. Making his Rockers debut. He'll be facing 9-1-2, Levy, Rodriguez, and Reinheimer. Stuart Levy today 0 for 2. So we're in the top of inning number 6. We'll take a look at our historical player spotlight here in the 6th inning. As Levy swings, and wouldn't you know it, another double. This one's going to go into the left field corner. Stuart Levy is a doubles machine against the Rockers, and he leads off the 6th with an extra base hit. That'll bring up Hurley Rodriguez. Rodriguez today is 2 for 3 with a solo home run that led off the 3rd inning. Levy continues what has been a hot bat, if you will, against the High Point Rockers. Rockers have not been able to figure out their former backstop. First pitch coming to Levy. Check that to Rodriguez, rather, from Rincon. And righty fires, and it's fouled off left field side. It'll get out of play. Finishing that thought on Stuart Levy, he has 8 hits against the Rockers. 4 of them have been doubles. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into it. Today's historical player spotlight shines on Kevin Millwood. Kevin Millwood, born December 24th, a Christmas Eve baby, 1974, in Gastonia, North Carolina. 0-1 coming to Rodriguez, swing and a miss. In the count, 0-2. Drafted in the 11th round, 1993, from Bessemer City High School. Made his big league debut July 14th out of the bullpen. Against Philadelphia, picked up the win for the Atlanta Braves. Little did he know he would end up becoming a Philadelphia Philly later, but had a really solid Atlanta career. 17-8 in his first full season, 18-7 the next year as the Atlanta Braves would go to the World Series and fall to New York. A couple of so-so seasons would follow. He'd bounce back in 2002 with an 18-8 year and would hit the market and become a Philadelphia Philly in 2003, and he would go on to toss a no-hitter that year for Philadelphia. And then would later bounce around a little bit, Cleveland, Texas, Baltimore, Colorado, and Seattle. But in 2005 with Cleveland, his only season there, went 9-11, but led the American League, led the Major League Baseball in earned run average that year. He finished 6th in Cy Young Award voting. Fastball misses low to Rodriguez. Even his final season at age 37 with the Mariners was 6-12, but a respectable 4.25 earned run average. It's not like the wheels had completely fallen off the wagon by that point. Here comes a 1-2 to Rodriguez from Rincon. Curveball down and in. Couldn't chase it, or didn't chase it. In the count 2-2. Struggled in his only World Series start in 1999. Gave up 5 runs in 2 innings, but otherwise was a serviceable arm in the postseason. Ended up his postseason career with a 3-3 record, 3.92 ERA. All of those appearances came with Atlanta. Would not reach the postseason again after 2002. As that pitch down low, and the count goes full to Rodriguez. All told, though, Kevin Millwood retired with 169 career wins and a 4.11 ERA. So, Kevin Millwood, our historical player spotlight this afternoon. 3-2 coming here to Rodriguez. Payoff pitch coming. That's fouled off. And Rodriguez stays alive. Good battle here between Rincon and Rodriguez. Levy takes his lead off of second. Here's another payoff pitch. That's lined into right field, but right at Adam Taylor, who comes in and fires a dart towards second base. Ladendorf just about caught Levy off the bag, but Levy is able to get back in time. I'll bring up Jack Reinheimer. Reinheimer 1 for 3 today. Here comes the pitch to Reinheimer. That's down low, and the count goes to 1-0. Here's the pitch, off speed, at the knees. Looked like a slider there from Rincon. Good movement on it, 85 miles an hour, in the count 1-1. One coming. That's up at the top of the zone, also called a strike. So Rincon not afraid to throw the slider at the top or the bottom. One-two coming. Rincon holds the set and fires another slider. This time he buries it low. Could not get Reinheimer to chase it. Joseph Rosa in the on-deck circle. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss. Probably a little bit out of the zone, but Rincon able to get a chase. And that's the second out of the inning. Rosa today 0 for 3. Probably the best overall hitter in this Gastonia lineup, but so far today, High Point's been able to keep him in check. First pitch, fastball, that misses down low, in the count 1-0. There's a fastball high and tight, in the count 2-0. And now Dakota Mulcahy is going to go out and talk to Junior Rincon. Honey Hunters have scored 4 consecutive innings, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth. Rockers look good early, 2 in the first, 2 in the third, but nothing since then. So the count 2-0 to Rosa. Line score 6-9-0 for Gastonia, 4-5-0 for High Point. Here comes a 2-0 from Rincon. Fastball, that's fouled straight back, in the count 2-1. And you look at where the damage has been done for the Honey Hunters. 5 of their 6 runs have been scored by the 4, 5, 6 part of the lineup. 1 by Jarrett, 2 each by Roman and Skoll. 2-1 coming. There's a strike in the count 2-2. Rincon set. Here comes the 2-2. He holds the set. It's like a staring contest going on, and now Rosa asks for time. Rockers trying to strand Stuart Levy there at second base. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark of today's game. We're in the top of the 6th. 2-2 coming. High fastball. Got him to chase it. Strike 3. Stuart Levy left stranded at second. A couple of strikeouts for Junior Rincon in his Rockers debut. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning with a 6-4 Gastonia score. Rockers will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate next to the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th inning. And the Honey Hunters with a 6-4 lead here. Rockers have 4, 5, and 6 coming up. That'll be Jerry Downs, Quincy Lattimore, and Michael Martinez, the 3 scheduled hitters. Rockers were able to get Ivan Pinheiro through 5, which means Xander Wheel gets to keep his spot in the lineup. The first pitch coming here to Downs from Godley. That's up high. Zach Godley has fired 76 pitches through 5. Rockers have a right-hander up in the bullpen. And here comes the 1-0